Hello everyone. Today we'll explore Nmap, a powerful tool in cybersecurity for network scanning. We'll cover what Nmap is, why it's crucial for discovering network devices and vulnerabilities, and how it helps secure network. Let's start by understanding the basics and its importance in cybersecurity. But before you begin the session, make sure you subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon so that you will never miss an update from us. So, what is Nmap? Nmap stands for Network Mapper, an open source tool widely used by security professionals, network administrators, and ethical hackers. It was created by Gordon Leon, also known as Fyodor, back in 1997 and has since become a staple in the cybersecurity toolkit. So, what does Nmap do? At its core, Nmap is used to scan and map networks. It helps us to understand the structure of network, identify which devices are connected, and determine what services those devices are running. But beyond simple discovery, Nmap is also a powerful security auditing tool. It allows us to check for vulnerabilities, misconfigurations, and potential security risks in a network setup. Now let's talk about some key uses of Nmap, an amazing tool for network scan. First up, we have network discovery. Nmap can quickly identify all the devices connected to a network, which is super helpful for keeping your inventory up to date. Next one is port scanning. With Nmap, you can see which ports are open on a target system and what services are running there. This is crucial for spotting potential entry points into a network. Then there is security auditing. By detecting those open ports and the services tied to them, Nmap can highlight vulnerabilities like outdated software or expose services that need better protection. Don't forget about OS detection. Nmap can guess the operating system and version running on a target, allowing you to tailor specific security measures to address known weaknesses in those systems. So, why use Nmap? Well, its flexibility is a major strength. It supports various scan types, including TCP, UDP, SYN scans, and more. Plus, it comes with advanced features like version detection and scripting capabilities, making it adaptable for so many scenarios. Another huge advantage is its support for automation. So you can easily script Nmap to run repetitive tasks, saving your time and ensuring consistent security checks. And with a large community and tons of documentation, you will find plenty of support, guides, and pre written scripts to extend its functionality. Before we dive into how Nmap works, let's take a moment to understand network scanning and why it's so important for cybersecurity and network management. So, what exactly is network scanning? Well, it's a method we use to gather information about a network. Basically, it involves discovering and mapping out the devices and services connected to that network. It works by sending packets to various hosts and analyzing the responses. This helps us to get details about connected devices, open ports, running services, and even potential vulnerabilities. Now, why is network scanning is so important? There are few key reasons. First, it helps us to create an up-to-date inventory for all the devices on the network. Things computers, servers, IoT devices, and more. This inventory is essential for effective network management. Next, network scanning play a vital role in security assessment. By detecting open ports and exposed services, it helps to identify potential entry points for attackers and uncover vulnerabilities that we need to address. Also, regular network scans are often required to comply with security standards. They ensure our network adheres to security policies, helping maintain overall integrity and meet regulatory requirements. And let's not forget about troubleshooting. Network scanning allows us to check if devices are reachable and verify the availability of services, making it easier to resolve any network issues efficiently. Okay, now let's break down the different types of network scans and what they do. First, we have host scanning, or we can either say that ping scanning. Host scanning is used to identify live hosts on a network by sending ping requests to a range of IP addresses. This method helps in detecting which devices are active and reachable, allowing you to map out the network and identify potential targets for further investigation. Next, we have port scanning. It's a common technique used to discover open ports and the services running on those ports. By probing different ports, it determines what are accessible and what services they offer. This scan is useful for finding potential entry points and the weaknesses in services that could be exploited by attackers. However, port scanning can sometimes be detected by firewalls or intrusion detection systems. Okay, last we have vulnerability scanning. It focuses on identifying weaknesses within network system and applications. These scanners rely on signatures to detect known vulnerabilities. They are essentials for pinpointing security flaws, but their effectiveness is limited to vulnerabilities that the tool's signature database can recognize. Various freeware and commercial tools are available for this purpose. Each type of network scanner provides valuable insights into different aspects of network security, helping in the overall assessment and protection of network environment. Now that we have a good grasp of network scanning, let's explore how Nmap, a powerful tool for these tasks, works. Alright, let's talk about how Nmap actually works. Think of it like a little detective story with three main steps. Nmap take care of the first two, and then it's up to the ethical hacker to wrap things up. Here's how it works. The first step is sending request. Nmap sends out these raw IP packets to see which devices are live on the network. You can picture these packets as digital ping request, kind of like knocking on door to check if anyone's home. Next up, we have receiving replies. When those packets hit their targets, the host respond. They let us know which ports are open and ready for action. Open ports send back replies while closed or filter ports just stay silent. This helps us figure out what's accessible and what's not. Finally, the third step is analyzing responses. Once Nmap has gathered all this information, it's the ethical hacker turn. They dive into the data on those open ports and services to hunt for any potential vulnerabilities. With this knowledge, they can decide if they need to move on the next step of ethical hacking, gain access if it's needed. The primary objective of this lab is to use Nmap to evaluate the security posture of a newly launched website. Our goal is to manually scan and analyze the website to identify any vulnerabilities or bugs. Unlike automated security tools that might offer an overview, this hands on approach allows us to thoroughly examine and address all security issues, ensuring that the website is fully secure before it's handed over to the client. Before starting our lab demonstration, let's consider a scenario. David, a cybersecurity analyst at Ames Incorporation, a software company in Dallas, Texas, is tasked with ensuring that the security of a newly launched website before it's handed over to the client. The company uses Nmap, a popular tool among hackers and system administrators, to scan the websites. Nmap helps discover critical information such as connected devices, open ports, running services, and the presence of firewalls to identify and remove any vulnerabilities or bugs. These are the requirements for performing Nmap scans on Kali Linux. You need Kali Linux or any Linux distribution with Nmap installed, the Nmap software, and a target host to scan such as scanme.nmap.org. You can pause the video to look at the requirements because we will be using these in our lab. Alright everyone, let's jump into our lab and see how Nmap works in Kali Linux. If you haven't downloaded Kali Linux yet, no worries. Just open up Chrome, and search for download Kali Linux ISO 64-bit. Okay, find the official website. So here I am selecting the very first one. Okay, now I'll go to the installer section and click on that download icon. It's pretty straightforward. As for me, I've already got Kali Linux set up on my virtual machine. So let's get started and dive right into the scanning process. Now let's open up the terminal in Kali Linux. Kali is a powerful Linux distribution designed specifically for penetration testing and cybersecurity tasks. It comes preloaded with a wide range of tools, including Nmap, which we'll be using today. To start our scanning journey, enter the command nmapscanme.nmap.org into the terminal. This command performs a basic scan of the target and checks the top 1000 common ports. The output will show us which ports are open and what basic services are running on those ports. This initial scan gives us a snapshot of the target's port status but doesn't go into detailed service information. So now let's type another command nmap-v scanme.nmap.org. This command will provide more detailed output about what it's doing during the scan. This can give us extra insights into the scanning process itself. Okay, now let's type another command to find out what specific services are running on the open ports. We'll use a more advanced option. Type nmap-sv scanme.nmap.org and hit enter. The "-sv option enables services version detection, meaning Nmap will identify not just the services but also their version running on the open ports. This is crucial for spotting potential vulnerabilities related to outdated or misconfigured services. Finally, if we want to scan an entire network to see which devices have a specific port open, we'll use a slightly different approach. Enter nmap-p443 scanme.nmap.org/24 command into the terminal. Here -p443 tells nmap to look for devices with port 443 open, which is commonly used for HTTPS. The scanme.nmap.org/24 specifies the network range to scan. This command helps us to identify all devices within the network range that have port 443 open. Before we wrap up, let's recap what we have learned today. We've covered what Nmap is, the basics of network scanning, how Nmap works, and how to implement Nmap in Kali Linux. Learning to use Nmap equips you with essential skills in network scanning and security assessment. Whether securing a website, conducting vulnerability assessments, or ensuring compliance, mastering Nmap provides hands on experience for real world challenges. It's a versatile tool applicable across various network environments to enhance security and mitigate potential threats. Thank you for watching this video. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your colleagues or friends who might benefit from it. If you have any questions or suggestions for future topics, feel free to drop a comment below. We really appreciate your feedback. For more detailed information and resources, please refer to the link mentioned in the description box below.